like Coach was saying this morning, is like we don't have to press to score. Guys had to get their average. Like we're gonna have enough possessions where everyone's gonna touch the ball. And we have a bunch of unselfish guys on the team to share it. And like we said at the beginning of the year, every night could be a different night, guys, different nights. So, we all are happy to see other guys succeed, and ultimately it's about winning.
Leading to everybody having their moments offensively, what's flowing most for you over the last 3 to 5 games?
Just the flow within the team. We're playing together. We're playing fast. Playing to our principles. Playing to our principles, and when everyone does that, it brings out the best in everybody.
You guys are in a wonderful flow when you hit 30 assists or more as a team. Last game was one of those big assist games. What most suits what you all are trying to do in sharing the ball offensively?
Pardon me?
What most suits what you guys are trying to accomplish in the way that you all get it going when you have those 30-plus assists?
Yeah, we can, defend. We defend, we get stops, it makes it easier on the other side. We're all playing for each other. We play for each other, it makes it easier. Everyone's in a great rhythm, everyone gets to touch the ball. But we put up, big scoring nights.
The work that you guys have done over the last 2 months to 6 weeks of securing rebounding. It's put you all at number 2 in the league in rebounding, in double-digit rebounds. You guys haven't lost yet in the double-digit margin. What has most solidified in the way that you all approach rebounding on both ends of the floor?
Yeah, we crash. Yeah. We crash. We're reckless with it. We crash and we just try to create extra possessions. Whatever we can to, bring that physicality and get extra chances.
Tyler, when you guys get into that range of 30 assists or more, put you guys in a really good position to win. It obviously is a part of how you guys want to get after it. Yeah. How does that manifest itself to just share it and trust that thing's going to find its way in the bucket?
Yeah, when we lead, top of the league in, possessions per game. So, like Coach was saying this morning, is like we don't have to press to score. Guys had to get their average. Like we're gonna have enough possessions where everyone's gonna touch the ball. And we have a bunch of unselfish guys on the team to share it. And like we said at the beginning of the year, every night could be a different night, guys, different nights. So, we all are happy to see other guys succeed, and ultimately it's about winning.
You had 6 assists the other night, and maybe it's not one of those 20, 30-point scoring nights, but it impacts almost the same way because you're setting up other guys to do what maybe you could have done yourself. But how off-putting is that for a defense when they have no idea how you're going to go about it?
No, yeah, that's what we're alluding to, is just playing the right way. Some nights it may be 20, 25. Some nights it may be 14, 10 with 10 assists. Like, it's just about playing the right way, getting the win, and ultimately, like I said, just making the right play over and over and not getting bored with it.
Rebounding clearly is a part of that pace, possession, dominance thing that you guys want to have. But being number 2 in the league in rebounding, when you have that, we talked about the other night, when you guys have double-digit leads in rebounding, you haven't lost yet. Is it pretty much cemented in this group that you all do that and it tends to lead toward a W?
Yeah, we know that the things that move the needle the most are, offensive rebounding. Obviously, defensive rebounding, eliminating teams with 1 possession, 1 shot. But I think what moves the needle the most for us is guys crashing the offensive glass and creating more possessions for ourselves. So if we do miss a shot, it's not the end of the world, right? We're crashing 4 or 5 guys in order for us to create more possessions.
Tyler, you've obviously done it a few times now, but just what is it like to come back and play in your hometown?
It's amazing. Every time feels like the first time. I love being home, and playing against the Bucks. Obviously, is something I've grew up watching the Bucks my whole life. So to be able to come in here and play against them is awesome.
Obviously, you're back now for 2 games. Just how this year, just kind of going through the injuries and kind of being back, but just how are you feeling about that this point?
Feeling good. Damn.
Sorry about that, guys.
My bad, TD. No, I'm feeling good. Just 2 games back, just getting back into the swing of things, trying to stay healthy ultimately, be positive, and just be happy, I'm back playing, and, just happy I'm out here.
Let's talk about assists. When you guys are in the 30-plus assist range, your winning percentage is off the charts. How much does that feed the mentality about how you all need to play together and having that right way mentality?
I mean, we're making the right plays. Obviously, when you talk about assists, that means guys are making shots. But ultimately, it's us playing the right way, getting each other involved, and you see when we all get involved, you can have a 130, 140 night.
Was tracking where you guys have climbed now, number 2 in the league in rebounding. When you guys hit a double-digit margin in rebounding on your opponent, you haven't lost yet this year. Presented that all to coach and said, how are you feeling about where you guys are rebounding? Said cautiously optimistic. That means a great thing coming from Spo, I imagine, in the sense of what has most triggered, do you think, over the last 2 months, 6 weeks that have created this elite space on both ends for you all?
Offensive rebounding for sure. Crashing that glass and getting us second chance opportunities, second chance points, and obviously getting more field goal attempts than them.
Spo, another one of those huge assist games from you all the other night, and that is just signature. You get to 30 assists or more, and you tend to be in the win column. How cemented is that in to your guys' minds and them recognizing that key to success?
Way more than it's not. Like our guys have buy-in, because they can see the possibilities with our offense. We're scoring more. It's happening with less effort, but that's the dance. Is really just trying to play a collective game. We have a lot of possessions in the course of the game. There doesn't need to be stress. Just play the right way. Everybody will get their opportunities. We know, at this point of the season, which lineup where the ball needs to be going more often than not. But it can happen organically, which is much more difficult to defend.
How pleased are you where you are right now rebounding, where you fit in the league, where it impacts your winning?
I'm cautiously optimistic. The last month to possibly 6 weeks, the intention has been much better on both sides of the floor. It's probably one of our top 3 indicators of our success. And it's not just on one side of the floor. We have to be able to defend and finish plays off and get the tough rebounds. A lot of times there's, so many teams are shooting so many volume threes like tonight. There's tough bounces, and those can't be bobbles. And then offensively, it's just part of our overall identity is just to make more efforts. But it's getting there.
Do you have an update on Nico you can share with us?
I don't, other than he's going back for more treatment, and we feel optimistic that the treatment will help speed up, this process. It's nothing, sinister, that we don't think we'll be able to handle, but we do need to calm it down so he can feel better and move better. I think that'll also help him feel a little bit more comfortable while he's out there.